The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. Once more, here we go into the breach, dear friends.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
So what do we have going on? Well, a whole lot of nothing. Light volume, pretty much the lightest volatility we've had up and down in a day in a while. Up 1.5 points on the S&P cash. Dow's down 25. NASDAQ's up, let's call it 8. Russell's up 0.5%. Looking at the options, of course, today is the biggest day for options as option market makers go delta neutral. They all tend to look to me like they're betting on a lower close a week from Friday. Maybe that hasn't quite come in yet. Maybe that actually comes in the last few minutes of the day. But for the most part, they've been trying to sell as many calls as they can and trying to rein in as many puts as they also can. There's just not a whole lot of volume. We're only doing about 3.5 billion shares so far for the CBOE volume summary on everything, everywhere. But again, the question is, are we going to go out and try to take out with very little momentum because there isn't any volume, the recent highs? I think if you're bullish, you would much rather see the market pull back for a couple of weeks, then get into September and go with some gusto for a higher. Kind of just hanging out at 2860 on the S&P cash, but there just isn't really any follow through on any move higher or lower today. But as I said, I was going through options a great deal last night. There's some like Boeing, basically pointing nowhere. There's some like, and we'll get into the Apple. I think Apple closes below 2,000 at 205. I think it makes a rocket down to 200. Continue to see a lot of calls being bought or let me put it, pushed in the Apple market, and them coming after the puts and trying to get them off the shelf. So certainly, option market makers believe that that Apple could get down $7, which isn't anything on Apple, but since it's such a 17.5, 18% part of the Nasdaq 100. A big deal nonetheless. So some short-term volatility coming our way. Options say yes. Volume says, well, we certainly don't have anything to push this market much higher. So we shall see. There's always the option that the market does nothing, which makes no one happy except people that sold put spreads and or spread other spreads, excuse me, let me say that correctly, spreads, and just watching it decay. There's just not that much to decay here, so you're not going to make that much money. The risk reward is pretty horrible. But Apple looks to me like the key, or at least the leader in the way down in technology. We're still a week away from NVIDIA coming out. I think it's on the 16th. There's just not that much to hang on to, not that much in the way of news. So we're just kind of looking out there at the side. I also see some signs that always make me very nervous, and that is when highly shorted stocks have huge moves to the upside. That's generally right before the market turns. And we'll talk about that and why a stock is up 35%. And we'll talk about how it has 27 days to cover. Bonnie Tyler song, living in a powder keg and giving off sparks. Same thing with Tesla. You've got mountains of shorts. All it takes is somebody with a little stunt, and in no time at all, they've created a fire and a conflagration that generally kind of evaporates fairly quickly. We're talking about that today and some other stuff. In the meantime, did I actually get it? Oh, I did. We've got an interesting history segment today, so let's get into that.
Then it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1991, Tim Berners-Lee posted a short summary of his World Wide Web project to alt.hypertext and pointed to a simple browser and a web page describing the project. Thus, the www became a publicly available service on that date, this date, in 1991. Berners-Lee was the director, is the director of the Worldwide Consortium and oversees the continued development of the web. He's also the founder of the World Wide Web Foundation, a senior research and holder of the 3Com Founders Chair at the MIT Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence Laboratory. And quite well, he is given credit as developing the World Wide Web, but not the Internet. The Internet had already been developed. His real claim to fame was figuring out a way that the web could continually expand and not break. And that's kind of it. Before then, the problem was going to be the more people we added, the slower and slower the Internet was going to become. And of course, you need to find some kind of topology out there, the way that things are all connected, to make them work. And on this day, that was it. The ARPANET, 1975, 1972? Internet's been around kind of a long time. What do I wanted to get to? I wanted to get to Apple real quick, and we'll take a look at that. As I said before, options really suggest that we're going to come back down to around 200 on it. And that's just where this thing gapped up on the 1st of August. So, 68 million shares. You're down today on 16 million, or I wouldn't even say down. You're up a little bit. Yesterday, you had better volume of 25 million shares. So you opened up a little lower, kind of opened up a little higher. I had some buyers at 205. But my guess is that volume continues to coming in there. Yep. And that would be it. Okay. Is there anything else I want to look at here before we get into earnings? Is there anything out here? We just keep flipping around unchanged, unch on the S&P 500, up less than a point. Nasdaq's up 6, Dow's down 34. My guess, already got some emails here, but my guess is that you will see the last 30 minutes of the day tell the story. So I think we're going to have to hold on. But right now, no volume, no real ability to drive the market higher, and no real sellers as it goes lower. So we'll be back in a minute.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
And we're back. Anyway, we were looking at Apple. As I said, looking at that. Of course, the huge winner out here today is DDD. We're going to get to earnings. Yeah, we'll get to earnings here. So what do we have? A huge monster move. But that's because we got a huge short position with 27 days to cover. That means that the average volume of the last 30 days, it would take 27 days for the shorts to get out of this. I was looking at it. I liked it at $12. The problem in a newsletter is how do you stick something in for earnings where you know that people may not be able to get to it. I'm assuming that, you know, within 30 minutes or an hour on my daily newsletter that someone can get in and out of a position. That's probably not enough for something in earnings. On my more investment-based one, I'm figuring you've got a whole day to get in and out. So you're going to have to kind of look at stocks, and I have to certainly be like the saying from the hockey dude, which is you got to skate to where the puck is going, not skate to where it is. So that's kind of problematic. I certainly liked this. I liked the setup in it. I loved that it was 27 days to cover. I disliked that I had to get into earnings to own it, and missed it. But there was a question earlier in the day by John from Philadelphia. He wanted to just what my thoughts are. The biggest part of this move here is just enormous short positions on stocks, whether it's Tesla or 3D Systems or some other ones. Is the stock, you know, from $13 yesterday worth $18.70 today, which is the high? The answer is probably not. But you know what? When you got so many people on the wrong side of a market, when you got 25 or 30 or 40% of it of the shares of a stock, you can draw on offsides, and that's basically what Musk did with Tesla yesterday. You can also do it with earnings. And I always love the press because generally they're pretty much wrong. I saw like 20 articles about why 3D systems and SSYS were all out of business. I've been waiting for these things to kind of turn around. We made a lot of money on this one from $9 to whatever it was, $12.50 earlier in, what was that, May? And I liked it. The downside is I didn't want to have to hold this through earnings when you didn't have a good clue of what the executive staff is going to say, because you can say anything. They could have buried it and tried to got more options for themselves. There's a lot of other reasons. The one reason I wanted to be long this thing was 27 days to cover. Like I said, Bonnie Tyler song, living in a powder keg and giving off sparks. All I can think of is her dancing around with sparklers from the video. But, you know, this is a tale of what we see moving at here is pretty much huge short interest. Now, that didn't come through on Snap. Snap got up to about $14.50 or 60 cents after the bell. It's kind of down a little bit. To me, this is a much more of an issue. The earnings weren't that bad. This was much more about everybody climbing on and telling everybody how horrible the stock was on CNBC last night and this morning about the end is nigh. I don't know that much about it, but another one with just a absolute massive short sale number. In fact, let me do this and let me actually bring it up. I think we said yesterday. Okay, 8 days to cover. So this one had another one, but man, did they hop on this one. This has been one that many in Wall Street have been trying to crush. I think if this one may be one of the stocks that we want to watch in the coming weeks, because they're going to have this. There isn't enough bad news to shove this thing down as far as a lot of people would like. And my guess is that either the one they're accumulating or two trying to get out of their short positions. Hockey stick theory. Could be. Anyway, you kind of want to watch this thing, though. You may get a handful of more days out here, even in a declining market. This one could be vicious. I certainly wouldn't be short it. I heard people talk about shorting the stock, and I'm thinking you're absolutely nuts. And the reason why is for like DDD. You can have a move in these things when they're this short. It's not uncommon to see 30 or 40% moves if something does nice. All you got to have is one person come out and say that there's somebody talking about buying Snap like Microsoft. They may not be serious. They may just be looking at it to get into the business themselves. But all you have to do is see that one, just one mention of that. The stock's 18 to 20 bucks with the shorts that are in it. So again, I'm going to say you're nuts to be short stocks like this. But man, what can you say? People do all kinds of crazy stuff. Now we're going to go to Tesla because I got a bunch of questions on that. TSLA. If I can actually get this going here. Let me get everything up. Oh, we're up 1.5 points on the S&P cash. All right. Let me update this just to make sure it's right. Oh, still right. Okay. Now, Tesla had a big move yesterday. Nobody can find any body that actually says that they were ever contacted on financing. And the reason is that Tesla's books, I suspect, are a house of horrors. HORROS, if you're in Lutz, Florida. That is probably brought on by, my guess is the Solar City acquisition of a little over, what, a year and a half ago. That's because that company was going to go down the drain fairly quickly, and that probably would have put a pail on Tesla. Now, trying to get out of the web he has weaved, the old yes, we're going to go public, and yeah, we got financing, but it's nobody you know. These guys need like $18 billion to get anywhere close to their projections. The CEO has also been a day late and a dollar short for every projection that he has ever made. He's overpromised and under-deliver. And literally going toe-to-toe with the shorts. I'd say that the shorts over the long term have about a 90% or 900% batting average when it comes to finding people that are, hey, they got a sharp pencil. Maybe Musk has a sharp pencil, but my guess is that the short sellers, they're pretty good on it. They know that it's problematic. So are you going to get somebody to throw $80 billion your way to buy out this company? The answer is probably not yes. And it'll just go around and around and around. Why does Tesla and Musk do this? They've got a lot of paper coming due. And if the stock isn't up above a certain price, they will have hell to pay. It could even destroy the entire company. He's got to keep the price of the stock higher. Back.
The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary power law vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of The Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're up a whopping 2.5 points on the S&P cash. Down 30 on the Dow. Nasdaq's up 17, 16. Apple's up 33 cents. Again, that's the one I suspect is going to see the problem this week and probably bring the market down just a tad with it. So we'll keep an eye on that. What else do we have we want to look at? Well, we want to go to earnings. So let's go ahead and bring that up. You can call me at 877-927-6648. Thursday or Friday, we had somebody calling in about Jazz Pharmaceuticals. They said somebody on TV who had an incredible track record said that Jazz Pharmaceuticals was going up on earnings. Well, they're lower on earnings. And is it that big a deal? Is it going to break you? No. It's just, again, I want to belabor the point a bit, and that is that if anybody tells you on TV they know what's going to happen at earnings, you should discount and ignore them. Maybe even run. Maybe even say, Forrest, run, because they don't. You had a nice move into earnings last night. It gapped down today. Is there a whole bunch of volume? No, but again, this thing didn't have a good clue either higher or lower. So, and we'll leave it at that. Other big movers with monster short positions, and that's kind of the story. If you had a huge short position, you took everybody to the cleaners last night. Applied Optoelectronics opened up at 46 bucks. It's rolled back down to 41.47. Still up 11% on the day. With some volume. And again, I'm going to guarantee you that when this thing opened at 46, the shorts came after it yet again. One of the ones that I'm interested in is this Beacon Roofing Supply Company. The reason why is this thing blew through the previous support area at about 39 shortly and just slightly under that in the upper 2/3 of the $38 range. Came down with heavy volume today, 4.6 million shares, so it's going to blow through all of those. It's got the volume. I don't think it's going to get back into this $38 area very soon. Could this be a washout? It could, but my guess is that this is the story of a slowing building sector that we have out there. There's a handful of them that are in this sector too that seem to be rather weak. Other big losers of the day is Avis Rent-A-Car. This thing's down on heavy volume. Looks like it's certainly going to go test the $30.67 low from July 16th. That just had 2.2 million shares. You already have 7 million shares already in Avis. Another one that CYBR in the cybersecurity space that blew higher is CyberArk. This one also pretty high short interest. Blew through the 560 and 400,000 share range today, but could not hold that high at $71.25 earlier in the day. It's back into the trading range now with that volume. I was kind of suspect because some of the other stocks in that same sector weren't really doing that much earlier in the day, but this is kind of hit that high, had the volume, but could not hold the high. Disney continues to hemorrhage ESPN viewers. Some of the movies did not do well. They didn't give enough commentary to tell you just how bad that they were hurt on Jurassic Park and on Solo. Down, on 8.8 million shares compared to 12 million shares or 12.5 million shares 2 days ago, 15 million shares yesterday. So not the end of the world, but you never can tell. Fossil, another monster short position, was actually up to $29 earlier in the day, and man, did the shorts go after this one. They are sure this thing is going bankrupt, and they have piled once back in again on this thing. This has been one that has had some huge moves, and it's not that the business is that much better. It's this that they're not going out of business. Everybody was planning shorts. What's in left with left hand? I don't know. Okay, so fossils down heavily, got a lot of volume. This thing was trading up in 29s after the hour, got there earlier in the day, and rotated back down. We're up a whole 2 points on the S&P cash now, up 13 points on the NASDAQ, down 30 points on the Dow, and Russell's up half a point. Okay, what else I wanted to look at? Disney, fossil, we looked at Jazz. Coors was weak pre-market. It's now up about $4. Pretty interesting. I think it was when it first earnings came out, it was pretty poor. But looks like it figured out what it was doing before the open, did spike it. This is another one that is not able to hold the previous highs. You wanted to see 6.7 million shares from the February 7th high of just a nickel under $70. It's got that volume today, but it doesn't look like it's holding that high. So you got to watch out for a few of these that are failed pushes higher. Another one that had a monster short position was MTCH. This is the one that got blown away when Amazon theoretically was going to get into the business of hooking people up on the internet. Nice little doji out here today on fairly decent volume, 13 million shares. That compares to the day that Amazon said that they were getting into the business, down 21.5 million shares. Not bad, but again, I don't think you're going to break back out to where this thing was. Nice gap higher, but again, monster short positions are the answer of the day. Pizza was down about $5 pre-market. The brouhaha of the founder is still echoing in the air. A lot of people think that maybe he's got the right answer, and that is that he knows his customers. But that goes to the NFL anyway. Down to 38.05 for the low today. Not doing much after that. A lot of talk about trying to get past the issues with the NFL. And I don't know. I don't watch football much, but I know that the ads are trucks, pickups, and beer. And my guess is they don't probably get much into the whole idea of watching the NFL game start with politics. So I think he probably leans on that line. But of course, then you look at the NFL, who, the money that they make is on huge skyboxes. TV people, pizza people probably make money on one set of customers at the NFL. And the NFL probably much closer to people paying hundreds of millions of dollars for skyboxes. We'll be back in a minute.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
You know what's cool? taking something that's good for you, something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated folic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
The TAS Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the TAS Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profiles So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the TAS Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
And we're back. Not much happening on a weird Wally Wednesday. That was the name we ended up giving the Wednesday before the week of expiration because option market makers had worked out all the math, figured out this was the day to go delta neutral, i.e. hedge their bets. So if anything big happened, it's basically the day where the risk reward tips that magic tipping point. So they make sure and hedge their bets. If they've got a position, then they take the opposite side of it, either long the stock or some kind of synthetic position. But you know what? Whatever options are out there for the last 7 trading days, they want to hedge those out to a minimum possible. And man, are we having extremely light volume in both options and the market too. In fact, let's take a quick check back in and see exactly what we have. Still don't have just 3.8 billion shares now. So an incredibly light day. We did push higher a little bit earlier and also lower. So I don't think it's kind of a little tough to get exactly what you want out of this. You kind of a Rorschach test it, but I don't see much certainly in the volume. Do we go up and test that previous high? You could either fail now or go up and test that previous high and fail, but I think you're going to need at least some more volume. We were doing about 12 billion shares a couple of times up in this area. We're going to be hard-pressed to do 6 billion shares today. Now, are there enough shorts in the market to just let the shorts continue to squeeze higher? The answer is in a handful of stocks, yes, but the market is fairly unshort overall. In fact, a lot of these stocks like Apple have seen continuing lower short positions after their earnings. So the big stocks, there's not much in the way of downside protection. The stocks that everybody's fighting on, like Tesla, Snap, there's epic wars of biblical scales. What do they call it? Biblical proportions in like Spartacus and some of the other movies. Those, what are they, the 50s? They were the early 60s, I would imagine, weren't they? all those great biblical huge things with casts of thousands. That's what they used to say, casts of thousands. Now it is people being superimposed thousands of times in the business I was in, actually, just special effects and animation. Okay, so we're going to go on to a few new things here as we keep a cross eye out on the S&P, up 2 whole points. Man, a ripper. I've been talking and listening to a guy that's from Australia. Everything's a ripper. I'm not exactly sure what a ripper is. Maybe someone will call in and tell me. Anyway, TLT, got a question about that, so we'll take a quick look at that. Man, this thing certainly looks like it's got all the energy in the world. It had a failed breakout attempt of the April 2nd high on July 6th. It's back into the trading range. That generally means that you're going to go retest this 115.27 low of May 16th. And energy so far is pretty good. So I'm going to say the next time we get to 115, my guess is we're going to at least break it for the day and significantly. There are some lows out here in the 114s, also 113 area, and it may make it to that. But you had a failed breakout up here, the 122.65. That means you've got to be nervous on that part of the market. What else do we have out here? Oh, I need to go to earnings. We've got earnings. Lots of earnings. Okay, did we do everything on that? We did. Okay, and what's the other one I wanted to talk about that's after the bell? We're kind of getting to the point where there's just not that much going on. Roku after the bell tonight. This is another one that's got a massive short interest. Let's take a look at it. It's been slowly coming down. Yesterday, 20% of the shares were originated, or trades were originated with a short position. 22% the previous days, and 20% the day before that. So you've got a lot of people in here short. When we look at the monthly out here, short positions are about 8.7 million shares. So it's really kind of calmed down a little bit. So this one doesn't have as much as I thought it used to. Still has a 20% short interest rate, or short interest, but that's down from about 40. Now, in fact, actually, here it is, 51%. It hit it, and that was March 15th. Hit 51%. Half of every share was short. So I'm not a big fan of being in things that can leave you without an arm and a leg. But I'm not a big fan of Roku. I don't, although it's in every machine, I've yet to hear anybody tell me how they love the Roku. Everybody talk about Netflix. Almost nothing about Roku. Now, maybe somebody's a big Roku fan out there. You can give me a call at 877-927-6648. Maybe I just need to get it for a month and see if there's anything in there that I actually care about. But just looking from their advertisements, I don't see what it is. I think that a lot of people are high on the stock because they've been very effective at getting the Roku app in every one of these quote smart TVs, thinking that that is what they needed to do to be successful, get their foot in the door. You still have to pay a monthly subscription. So for me, I just don't understand it, but maybe someone else can tell me. Anyway, as we look at it here, resistance about 51, 52 bucks. Just going out here sideways on the day. Would I be short this thing? The answer is no. Would I be long it? No. I want to see that short position probably come down to about 10%. Generally, as I repeat myself often, the best short positions are when everybody gives up shorting a stock. And unfortunately, the best time to go long seems to be when everybody's shorting the daylights out of the stock. You can go back here when the people were absolutely hitting this stock, as we talked about back in May. 30 35% of all shares back here on May 10th were shorted. Now, it did go sideways for about 7 days, but then started right back up. You never would have made anything, at least that I would say is worth anything for that. Wow. Is that right? We're still stuck at 2 points higher on the S&P cash. This is going to be an extreme low volatility day. Oh, we're only up 1 point now in the S&P cash. Again, as I said, I think the last 30 minutes of the day is going to be what we're looking at. And that's mostly because I suspect that there's a lot going on in the option market, but they can't get much happening because guess what? We got no volume. Still under 4 billion shares on the day. One more segment left to go in the action pack. Our trading.
No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
Other stocks after the bell tonight is Yelp. This thing is another monster short position stock. The last 2 days, 20 to 23% shorts, 6 days to cover. And that means that it would take 6 days of the average volume for the last 30 trading days to get the shorts out if Elon Musk wanders by this stock and starts squawking. This is back down to support. Actually doesn't look that bad on the chart. Could be worse. But you know what? With a lot of people piling on this one, man, you'd have to have a very good inside view of Yelp for me to either be long or short this one. The problem is that 6 days to cover, it's got 7.2% short. So it's not as bad as others. It's just a low volume stock. And that's what you always got to worry about in these stocks on earnings is the entrances are like the movie theater. What happens when someone yells fire? You know, is it the entrance or the exit you got to worry about? And on these, the risk reward probably just too high unless you have a much cleaner view of the stock. From the outside, I don't know how you would actually do that. You got to be kind of on the inside. That's why when people tell me on cable news infotainment trading channels that they know the stock's going to do well or not do well, they don't know. If they did know, then they're probably going to go to jail for inside trading, which I heard about that today. The reality is that, you know, if you know, you're not supposed to. And if you know, just from, you know, like Disney, we know that they had a little problem with a couple of movies, that those were huge billion-dollar parts of it. Harder to tell with Yelp. In the meantime, sell when you can, not when you have to. And we'll see you tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com, educating investors.